Okay, I want to start today by putting you in a very specific place. Picture this. You're standing on a sidewalk, it's a crisp morning, and you're right in front of a bakery window.
I can smell it already.
You can, right. You can see the pastries all golden and flaky, and you can smell that. That warm, yeasty air every time the door opens. It just smells like comfort.
It's a very evocative image.
It is, but here's the twist. You're standing there, and your stomach tightens up. And it's not because you're hungry, even though you are hungry. It's tightening because of this quiet little voice in your head.
The one that whispers, "Not yet."
Exactly. Not until you've earned it, or not until you've finished that project. It's this strange little gatekeeper that I know I have. And thinking about our deep dive today, I realized it's not just about the croissant.
It shows up everywhere.
Everywhere. It's the nervous laugh when someone gives me a real compliment. Like, I have to physically push it away. Or, saving the good bottle of wine for a special occasion that just never seems to come. It feels like I'm always rationing joy.
As if it's a finite resource.
Yeah. And if I use it up now, I'm doomed later.
Yeah.
It's an exhausting way to live.
It is, and most of us would hear that feeling and immediately label it scarcity. We think we're tensing up because we're afraid of running out of something.
Right, but that seems logical.
It does. But the perspective we're exploring today, which is grounded in Gestalt ideas, flips that completely on its head. It suggests that tightening in your gut, it's not actually about a lack of resources. It's what's called a learned contraction.
A learned contraction. Okay, let's unpack that. Because, to me, it feels like wisdom. It feels responsible. If I don't eat the pastry, I'm being healthy. If I save the money, I'm being prudent. So why call it a contraction?
It's about the feeling behind it. Prudence is a conscious choice. A contraction is more of a reflex. Gestalt is all about what's happening in the here and now, about contact with reality. And the core idea here is that this feeling, it isn't about the world holding out on you, it's about you holding out on yourself.
Oof. Holding out on yourself?
Yeah. And we're going to explore this idea that abundance isn't what's in your bank account. It's not your follower count. It's about how deeply you allow yourself to receive what is already, right now, available to you.
Okay, but I have to push back on this a little right from the start. You said we aren't afraid of lack, but I am afraid of lack. I'm afraid of running out of money. I'm afraid of running out of time. So what are we actually afraid of then?
And this is the part that can feel really counterintuitive. The idea isn't that we're afraid of the void. It's that we're often terrified of too much.
Too much. I'm sorry, but that just sounds wrong. If someone offered me too much money, I wouldn't be terrified. I'd be thrilled.
You'd be thrilled by the idea of it. But think about what it really means. We're not talking about a pile of cash. We're talking about the intensity of the experience. Too much feeling, too much visibility.
Okay, the visibility part, I'm starting to get that.
Because if you truly let it in, that you are already abundant, that right now, in this moment, you are enough, you have enough breath, enough capacity, well, then you'd have to stop waiting, wouldn't you?
You'd have to stop preparing to live.
And actually start living. And living feels dangerous. Waiting, rehearsing, that feels much safer. Abundance demands your presence. Now, without the armor of someday.
So in a weird way, feeling like I don't have enough is actually a safety blanket. It's an excuse to stay small, to stay hidden.
It's a brilliant strategy, really, and we can feel it in our bodies. That's the somatic part of this. That safety blanket you're talking about, it physically feels like tension.
Right, somatic, the body.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's ground this for a second. Can you think of the last time you denied yourself something small? Not a car, something simple. A 5-minute break? A glass of water?
Yeah. The other day, I wanted to buy a book. I had the money, but I put it back on the shelf. I told myself I have too many unread books at home already, that I was being disciplined.
Okay. Stay with that moment in the bookstore. You put the book back. What did that feel like physically in your body?
Honestly, a little tight, like a dimming feeling in my chest. My shoulders kind of slumped a bit.
That sensation, that little dimming, that is your nervous system rehearsing lack. It's mistaking a familiar feeling for a safe one, and you're reinforcing the walls of this invisible cage.
Wow, rehearsing lack.
And this brings us to a whole new definition of abundance. Abundance isn't an inventory, it's the quality of contact. It's your ability to let an experience in. You could own that book, but feel guilty about it, and you'd have nothing. Or you could have nothing but a single deep breath, and if you fully feel it, you have everything.
That is a massive shift. So it's not about what I have, it's about my capacity to To receive.
Your permeability.
Okay, so if I'm walking around all contracted and rehearsing lack, how do I actually change that? I mean, it feels so automatic. It just happens.
To understand how to change it, we first have to see the mechanism. In Gestalt, there's a framework for this. It's called the cycle of experience.
The cycle of experience. Okay.
It basically describes how we process any need when we're healthy and in flow. Let's just walk through a really simple, healthy cycle. Give me a basic need.
Let's stick with hunger from the bakery.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So step 1, sensation, a little rumbling in your stomach. Step 2 is awareness. You think, oh, I'm hungry. Step 3 is mobilization. You get your wallet, you start walking toward the bakery.
And step 4.
Action. You actually buy the croissant. Then comes the big one, step 5, contact. You bite into it. You taste the butter. You feel the texture. You truly experience it.
And then satisfaction. The hunger's gone.
Right. Satisfaction. That's step 6. And the final crucial step is withdrawal. You rest. You're done. You move on to the next thing.
Sensation, action, contact, rest. That sounds so simple, so clean.
It's how a baby operates. It's our natural state.
Yeah.
But for most of us, somewhere along the way, we break that cycle. We insert something called an interruption.
The not yet voice.
That's it. A desire stirs. I want to rest. I want to speak up. And bam, a gate comes down. And what's fascinating is that we tend to have our own specific styles of doing this. There are 3 main interrupters that are really common.
Okay, I'm ready. What's the first one?
The first one is called retroflexion.
Retroflexion. Sounds a bit like reflection.
It means turning the impulse back on yourself, sharply. So imagine you have an impulse to express anger. Someone crosses a boundary. That energy is mobilized to go out, to push back.
Right.
But instead, you turn it 180 degrees inward. You say nothing to them, but suddenly you have a splitting headache, or you start beating yourself up internally.
Oh, wow. I do this with creative ideas. I'll get an impulse to write something or share an idea in a meeting, and before it even gets out, I just attack it. I tell myself that's a stupid idea. They'll think you're an idiot, so I say nothing.
That is classic retroflexion. You create an internal civil war. You split yourself into the doer and the one being done to. You become your own oppressor, and it feels safer than risking conflict with the outside world.
An internal civil war. That explains why it's so unbelievably exhausting. Okay, what's number 2?
The second is confluence. This one is all about blurring your boundaries. It's when you can't really tell the difference between your own needs and the needs of the people around you.
Isn't that just empathy?
That's a great question, and it's a really crucial distinction. Empathy is, I can see that you're sad and I feel for you. Confluence is, you're sad, so now I am sad. Because if I'm happy while you're sad, our connection feels threatened.
It's agreeing with an opinion you don't actually hold, just to keep the peace.
Yes, or eating when you're full because everyone else is eating. It gets called people-pleasing, but it's an interruption of your own truth. You're so terrified of separation that you trade your authenticity for this false sense of safety. You can't receive your own life if you're busy trying to live everyone else's.
Wow. Losing yourself to avoid the risk of being alone, that hits hard. Okay, and the third one?
The third one is projection. This is where we take something inside of us, often our own power or abundance, and we paste it onto the outside world, usually as a negative.
Can you give me a really concrete example? Projection always feels a bit abstract to me.
Of course. Think about someone at work. They have a great idea for a new project. They're excited about it. But they stop themselves. They say, ugh, management here is so stingy. They never approve new ideas. It's impossible.
Well, I mean, maybe management is stingy.
Maybe. But very often what's really happening is that the person is projecting their own stinginess with their idea onto management. He is the one refusing to speak, but by saying the world is closed, he protects himself from the vulnerability of even knocking on the door.
So instead of owning his own fear, I'm scared to pitch this, he makes it about them. They're the ones who won't listen.
Exactly. It saves him from the risk of rejection, but it guarantees he never gets a yes.
So these 3 things, retroflexion, confluence, projection, I mean, they sound like character flaws, like things we need to just fix.
And I think it's so important to be compassionate here. They are not flaws. They are brilliant adaptations. They are survival strategies that worked. If you grew up in a home where expressing your anger was dangerous, retroflexion literally saved you.
Right. If being different got you in trouble, confluence kept you safe.
Your younger self was incredibly smart to build that armor. The old problem is, you're not that child anymore. You're wearing a heavy winter coat in the middle of a beautiful summer day, wondering why you feel so weighed down and hot.
So, how do we take the coat off? If this is all wired so deeply, how do we interrupt the interruption?
We don't use force. We use awareness. We
Right.
practice something called rationing. It's an experiment in completing the gesture that was blocked. And I'd actually like to try it with you now if you're open to it.
Okay, I'm cautiously open to it. What do I do?
Just bring to mind a recent moment where you felt that not enough feeling, a time you denied yourself something.
Okay. Last night, I was answering emails late, like 9 p.m. I was so tired, my eyes were burning. But I felt this panic that if I didn't clear my inbox, I wasn't on top of things. I wasn't safe.
Perfect. Stay right there in that moment.
Yeah.
You're typing, you feel the exhaustion. Now ask yourself this. What was the impulse I interrupted just before that panic set in? What did your body actually want to do?
My body wanted to close the laptop. That's it. I just wanted to get up and sit on the couch and do nothing.
Okay, now here's the experiment. Just in your mind's eye, don't do it physically, just imagine it. I want you to complete that gesture.
Yeah.
See your hands closing the laptop lid. Feel yourself walking to the couch. Imagine yourself sitting down.
Okay, I'm trying, but it's funny. As soon as I imagine closing it, my brain just starts yelling at me. You're gonna miss something important. You're being lazy. It's really loud.
That's the interrupter. Good. You can hear it. Don't fight it. Just let it yell. It's just noise in the background.
Yeah.
While it's yelling, can you still, in your imagination, feel your body sitting on the couch?
Ugh. Okay. Yeah, the voice is still there, but I'm sitting down in my head. I'm leaning back.
And what's happening with your breath right now as you do that?
It just got deeper. My shoulders,
Yeah.
they just dropped.
That right there, that physical shift, that is abundance. The emails are still there. The inbox didn't change, but you just reclaimed the energy you were using to fight yourself.
That's so weird. It feels like space. The room just feels bigger somehow.
Because you ended the internal war. The very act of reaching for what you need, even just in your imagination, is itself an experience of abundance. You re-own the impulse.
And we can do this in tiny ways, right? These micro repairs.
Yes, stitches in the fabric of aliveness. I love that phrase. It's not about some huge therapeutic breakthrough. It is simply taking one full breath when you're stressed. It's looking at a flower on your walk for 3 extra seconds. It's whispering to yourself, it's okay to want this.
Every single one of those is like a little lesson for the nervous system.
You're teaching it that it's safe to receive.
Okay, but let's make this practical again. We go from the emails back to the bakery. What happens when we stop grasping? Does life just magically get easy?
No, not at all. And that's important. It's not magic. What happens is you get to experience what some call the sigh that reaches the belly. It's just the end of the struggle.
So let's go back to that bakery window. How does that scene play out differently with this new mindset?
You stand there, you smell the air, you feel the genuine hunger, and instead of the not yet voice, you just check in. You realize you want the pastry. So you go in, you buy it.
And I eat it.
You eat it. But here's the key. You make contact with it. You're not scrolling on your phone and feeling guilty about the calories. You are fully present with the taste, the pleasure of it. You let yourself close the cycle.
And because I'm present, I actually feel satisfied. I don't need 3 more.
Exactly. The scarcity mindset makes us hoard and binge because we never truly taste anything. When you allow yourself to fully receive the experience, you reach a natural point of sufficiency. You realize, this is enough.
Okay, but I can hear someone listening to this screaming, this all sounds lovely, but I have rent to pay. I can't just eat pastries and feel abundance. I have responsibilities.
And they are 100% right. This is not about ignoring reality. It's about redefining the word responsibility. Think of it this way. Responsibility. Your ability to respond.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
When you are clenched in that scarcity story, you're not responding to life. You're reacting to it. You're operating from a deficit. But true responsibility is meeting the demands of your life, the rent, the job, from a place of fullness, not from a place of fear.
So the action might be the same, but the energy behind it is totally different.
Completely.
Yeah.
Working because you're terrified of being poor creates burnout. Working because you accept that this is what's needed right now, that creates flow. The internal posture is different. You're not clenched, you're open.
I think that's the whole thing for me. It's the posture. It's the difference between swimming and drowning. You're in the same water either way.
That's a beautiful way to put it. You don't need to manifest abundance. You just need to stop damming the flow. We're all standing in a river, holding an empty bucket, crying that we're thirsty.
Put down the bucket.
Put down the bucket and just feel the water on your legs. It's already here.
This has been a lot to take in, but in a really good way. It feels like permission to finally exhale.
It is permission. the deepest kind there is.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, we always like to leave our listeners with something to take with them, a challenge, a thought.
I think the challenge is simple.
Hmm?
For the rest of today, just notice the interruption. Just catch yourself doing it. Notice when you hold back a kind word or shorten your breath or tell yourself, not yet, don't judge it, just see it.
Awareness is the first step.
It's the whole path.
Yeah.
And I want to leave everyone with this final question because it really stays with you. It asks, what would you let yourself receive today? Not when you're ready, but right now, while your heart is still beating.
If you truly let yourself trust it, you won't just find abundance, you'll become it. Thank you. Yeah. I think I'm going to go take that walk now and actually try to feel the ground under my feet.
Enjoy it.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you for the next deep dive. Take care.